Yeah, I believe while creating this session, I think I didn't opted for an option to record the session from your end. So next time onwards, I'll try to do that. And as of now, I'm recording this session now. I'll share via Google Drive if possible. The file is huge.
So where do you stay? You actually are staying in Bangalore or somewhere else?
No, I'm staying in Bangalore only.
Okay then. So we can catch it sometime, I guess.
Yeah, if possible.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just give 8 more minutes for them if possible. If they can join, it's fine. Otherwise, we'll start no matter what. Okay.
Yeah.
Vijay, do you have heard about these automation tools, scheduling tools?
Which tool?
Actually, mine is UC4, and there is some more tools like Control M, AutoSys, Tivoli.
I heard about
Have,
Tivoli.
okay, this is a similar kind of tool.
Okay, it's a kind of
No,
automated, like making the data entry automated, right?
yeah, job scheduling. So
Yeah.
we'll be creating jobs for these sessions. Sorry, these
Okay.
mostly now in Bosch we are using all the reports for job SAP
Okay.
and backup sessions.
Okay.
Everything will be creating automation.
Okay.
I hope there is a use of this tool in Oracle also. I'm not sure. Right now we
Uh,
are not using.
like till now, I never seen using this kind of tools, integrated with Oracle apps.
Okay.
So, but you can understand, at your state, like it's all depends on the approach how they are going.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
once you get into the coastline, you will see what
Mm-hmm.
things are and how things are, and based on that, we need to go with an approach. But everything there is a standard approach that we
Mm-hmm.
are going to discuss. I mean, I'm going to show you. Uh,
Sure.
that is all inbox, as per Oracle standards. But still, there are people who coming up with out of the box approaches and
Mm-hmm.
applying to their
Okay.
requirements, and that depends.
Okay.
Let's say like Tivoli and how it works, and if by seeing the architecture and by seeing the software of Oracle apps, that it's up to you whether you can implement that Tivoli to this Oracle apps or not. So that feature should be there, right? Oracle should
Yeah.
support that third party.
Should be.
Yeah. So thing is like this Oracle applications is not an it's a pre developed software.
Okay.
So we are not going to develop anything in Oracle applications. The only thing is we are going to
Mm-hmm.
control the software, as per
Okay.
our client's requirements.
Mm-hmm. And I heard job requirements are good for the Oracle apps at the moment. Is it?
It's like from past 3 to 4 years, like till now only at the time of holidays, like Christmas and in November, only that times requirements will be less. Apart from that, you'll have a very good uh,
Calls.
calls
Okay.
for this platform.
Oh.
If you are having around minimum 3 to 4 years of experience, if you can
Mm-hmm.
go for 3 to 4 years of experience, then definitely you'll have a very good calls will be good.
Okay.
Um,
Hello.
Yeah, Srinivas.
Okay, I thought you started it, so I'm not able to listen it. Sorry.
No, no, no.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, Srinivas.
Yes.
Actually, Balakrishna is there. He's able to see the screen, but not, he's not able to hear the voice. And Kalyan is,
Okay.
there is a power cut issue.
Having power cut, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's get started. I'll touch base with them, individually. I'll see, what the issues are, and we'll sort it out, so that this won't repeat for the next session. I mean,
Okay.
the others. So since we are recording this, like, it should not be a problem for them. I can share with them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. So this course is, it's totally about technical. So
Mm-hmm.
there will be two roles in this platform. One is a functional consultant. The other one is technical consultant. Functional consultant, they should, know the whole business, and
Okay.
they are the first place. They will be having the first place at the time of implementing the project. So Now, let's start this way. So how an Oracle Ops project will start is, since I already mentioned that it's pre-developed the software. So if I'm having a company and I want to implement ERP, so
Mm-hmm.
we need to purchase the software from the Oracle.
Okay.
So we'll get this software, and I mean, whoever the clients and all, they'll get the software and they'll do the initial things when they are all ready to do, and based on their business, this software is having a flexibility to customize it. We can change the software, how it's working. Not to the, there are some limits again. There are some do's and don'ts. So like that, initially functional consultants, they will do the analysis, and they will say, at where and all we need to do the changes, where and all we need to do the setups, initial setups. They need to register on their name, they have to add their currencies which they are going to work on, their customers list, their customers details, all that setups, they will be doing it. So once everything
Okay.
is ready, and they will, start, assigning the work to technical consultants, and we'll see how it works, like what kind of work we will be getting, and what we'll be working on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And being said that, since we are purchasing this software, we do also have a service request kind of. No, if we are purchasing a software, will be having a license, and for that license, we will be having a validity. And since we are purchasing it from Oracle, so in case if we encounter any issues with the software,
Okay.
so they will be ready to help us. Oracle will always be ready to help us. Okay. And
Mm-hmm.
there are job openings for that positions also in Oracle company. In Oracle India, we can join as a uh, service request executive, support engineer. So there we can have this 24 by 7 shift basis things. So in that
Okay.
position, what we will be doing, we won't be developing anything. We will be helping to
Mm-hmm.
our customers who purchased this software, since we know the software, what is this and everything. So based on that, customers will come and raise the request in the Oracle website, support website, using their license,
Mm-hmm.
and
Okay.
we will, we can work in that way also. We can resolve their issues based on their data and all. So that's,
Okay.
about how project starts and all. So ERP is like, why ERP means enterprise resource planning is a platform, or we can say it's a kind of tool which business uses uh, to make an decentralized database system into a centralized database system. So what exactly this decentralized and centralized database systems are? For example, if there is a company and they do not have an ERP software package, they are not using this ERP, and their database system is decentralized database system. So how things work in there and how things work in centralized database system, we'll see. Okay, so this is a typical diagram of an ERP mm, system. So we'll just go the opposite of this, and we'll discuss about ERP.
Sure.
So before ERP, how things would work is, I'll be having a company, let's say motorcycle manufacturing company. So I'll my products are motorcycles. So for that, customers will step into some branches or some retailers, and they'll ask for any of the type. So if we do not have that model ready, so what the next step we are going to do is we will check with the inventory. Inventory is nothing but a warehouse or a stock place, where things will keep as a backup, or once the manufacture is done, they'll keep it in the inventory, kind of a warehouse, go down, what we used to say in general. So there we'll be checking with the inventory team whether one of the customer came for this some Discover bike, so is it available? So if it is not available in the inventory, so we will be telling to the customer saying that as of now it's not available. So you need to pay some advance or something. So we'll manufacture, or it will be delivered within a month. As of now things it's still going on. We'll be booking the bikes, right? So we won't be, most of the times, if that bike is in a good demand, we won't be getting that bike on time. We need to pay some initial amount, and we need to wait for 2 months or something like that. So in that case, what they are going to do, inventory team is going to check with the production planning team. Production planning team is nothing but some manufacturing team. So whether it's still, are you going to, is there any this kind of model in progress, or are you going to start, when it's going to start, if you're already started, when it's going to finish. This kind of information will, they will seek from the manufacturing team. At this point of time, the sales executives, who are, they are the team is going to face the customers. They don't know what's happening in the background. They don't know whether manufacturing team has started anything or not. Their only source of contact is inventory. Inventory source of contact regarding the bike's status is manufacturing department. And manufacturing department, like, we can say it as a production planning. So they will be knowing, when to start and where to start based on their, hierarchical, managers will be deciding, according to their sales. They'll be deciding, okay, based on this current sales, we can manufacture 100 bikes at a time. So I think, you should be knowing this, things how work, not only bike, any other things based on the sales. They'll be, just uh,
Yeah.
they'll manufacture some 100 pieces, or in case of mobile phones they'll manufacture some 1 lakh pieces. In case of some biscuits, chocolates and all, it will be way higher, the count will be way higher based on the demand and sales. They'll be doing this. So in order to manufacture something, so they can, it's a bike is a kind of assemble of multiple parts. So for that they need raw materials, all these bolts, nuts, to make an engine, to, these mirrors and whatever it is, uh, raw materials. So again, production planning should check with the inventory team. If I want to make this model, I need this raw material at least for 100 bikes. So the plan is to manufacture 100 bikes. So do you have that raw material? Okay. So if raw material is not there, inventory is going to buy that from vendors. Vendors are nothing but suppliers. So they'll, place an order, and they'll be, procuring the raw materials what they want, and based on the production plan. And again, whenever we are procuring, accounting comes into the picture. So they have to pay, so that, we have to pay to the suppliers, and so that they'll deliver the things. So once the raw materials are in place, they will provide those raw materials to the production plan team, and they'll start the manufacturing. And in this kind of scenario, in this kind of situation where, still salespeople don't know what exactly is happening, correct? And They don't know that it started or not, and they don't know that these people are actually procuring the raw material to start it. So when we can say that exact date to the customer so that he can have a bike, like how people now, if we go to a showroom and if we ask for a bike, that saying 2 months. So how that person who is sitting in the desk where the manufacturing hub is in somewhere in Maharashtra or Pune or Gujarat, in our case in India, most of the plants, manufacturing plants, are somewhere spread across the world. But if we go to any of the showroom, they are going to tell that it will take 2 months and all. This time, how exactly they are telling? It's because of this communication, how it's happening. So this communication, as of now, since most of the companies have started using ERP, so the communication channels are fast. But previously, when ERP is not there, so obviously they need to check with inventory. Inventory will check with the so and so team, and if some delay is there, then again they'll check with the no, like a government service kind of. If you want something to work, we need to check that section, this section kind of. So
Okay.
in the same place, and you can see in the image, payroll is there. So the payroll means it's nothing but in order to do this production and all, in order to complete the job, we need resources. So they need to work on. So in this scenario, currently the our example is bike is not available and it's not yet started, and raw materials are not there. So now customers are coming. So we have demand, but we do not have the stock. Means we have a demand, and we need to work a bit faster so that we can reach the customer satisfaction. So the customer will not go to some other place, or customer won't change his mind to we need to keep up the business. We need to maintain the goodwill. So in such cases, what we'll do to maintain our business, we'll try to get the resources for a higher price. Okay, the mechanics or the assemblers, the manufacturer, technicians, whoever it is. So we are going to hire them with more than the market. Let's say one a general assembler for a bike, he is coming for 10,000 rupees per month. Since it's urgent basis, we are ready to pay him 15,000, so he will do some extra job, and so that we can deliver the bike instead of 2 months, we can deliver it within 1 month. So at the same, we will increase the uh, their salary, and also we increase the resources, number of count of resources, and everything. This is what I'm trying to say. So in case of ERP, so here in this example, already it got delayed. Too much of communication gaps. The executive who is in the showroom don't know what exactly to say to the customer, whether it will take 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. If you say 2 months, after 2 months, if customer comes, let's say due to some reason it got delayed, and at that time also he don't know when exactly it will be delivered. So that is the decentralized disadvantages. So there came the ERP, Enterprise Resource Planning, which will have a centralized database system, as you can see in the image. So all the branches or all the departments can access the data based on their privileges, based on their responsibilities. Why I'm saying privileges and responsibilities. Things are just showing, arrow marks are just showing to the ERP, but still there are some restrictions, like accounting is there and payroll is there. Both are somewhere related to finance. So if we have the accounting information, we can tell what is the company's revenue, what is the profits, everything. So in payroll means HR. HR means employees. So employees should not have access to accounting, right? They should not be seeing the company's revenue and all. That's not ethical. Uh, Instead, they can have let's say I'm an employee of a company. I can see my employees related information only. Okay, but still connection, my point of contact is the ERP database. That's
Hello,
centralized.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, actually, I had some problem in my internet, so I logged into mobile data.
Okay.
Sorry for the interruption. You can.
Yeah, no problem. So what I'm telling is in the ERP system, so there will be some restrictions to access in the data. So my example is like payroll like is nothing but the HR where employees can access their records, they can submit their timesheets or they can get their pay slips and all. In the same way, but they should not have access to the accounting. Because in the accounting they'll be having the company's revenue, company's budgets, etc. So employees should not have access to that department. So for this reason, what this ERP softwares, mostly one of the software is the Oracle applications which we are going to see. So it's divided into modules. So that's where I sent an email, right, in the course contents. I have shown you uh, the module details, which modules we will be covering. Let me open
Okay.
that. The mail which I sent with the session details. You can see a modules list saying order management, which is responsible for placing orders and all, and purchasing, payables, etc. We'll go through that. Okay,
Okay.
we
Order
will
managing, purchasing, pay,
payables, receivables,
receivables,
inventory,
inventory.
yeah, etc. So let's come back to this. Let's complete this example where we took the differentiation of decentralized. So in this case, now I think you understood. Everything is interrelated. At some point, we can access the database, so we can get to know what's happening exactly. So in this case, what will happen is, if ERP is in a proper place and we are using it to its extent, what will happen is, let's say a customer stepped into a company or a branch and he asked for a model, and in this case now sales department, the executives who are facing the customers, they will be having the real time information in the ERP database. They know exactly, means that is again based on the privileges. So obviously in this case we will give access to the sales department about inventory management and about vendor integration. Vendor integration is nothing but suppliers details, and also the purchasing and other manufacturing things and all. So based on that, they can see exactly what's happening in the background. Okay, they can tell that by seeing the information. They can tell, yeah, a bike, it's not yet, it's not there, and it requires some raw materials. And let's say it's not even manufacturing people not considered the demand, and it's not yet started. So in that case, they can just raise a request. One second. Hello. Yeah. Yeah, looks like there is a power cut. So I think even. Just now I got a call from one more person who couldn't make it because of talk. Okay, no problem. Since it's a demo, just overview, so no problem. Like I'll just share with them. They'll go through it. I'll give a 1 week of time so that you guys can have a think about it and make sure whether it's a worth or we can start this course or not. Okay, that's fine. So in this case, what will happen is, sales department will try to get the information about the manufacturing status. Let's say they didn't started the manufacturing yet, and management people, production management people don't know that customers are coming for this bike. Then immediately those executives will, inform that. People are coming for this bike. It will be good if we can provide them because the demand is good, so you can start manufacturing. So immediately they'll start the manufacturing, and at this point of time, once the manufacturing is started, all this procurement of raw materials and all this data, this in progress current data can be accessed by the sales executives. So it's their job to analyze the current state, and they should be able to tell the exact date when it's going to deliver. Okay, so if they said 2 months, yeah, within obviously they will take some a week or two as a buffer, but definitely they can deliver it, so there won't be any delay. So at the same time, whenever we are purchasing something, accounting can come in and they can see, I could see that you are sending some requests for them. So for this supplier, if we pay before, then only he will deliver. So those kind of financial communication gaps and vendors communication gaps will not be there. Okay, it's like, once, let's forget about the customer part for some time. I'm talking about internal business structures. Even we need to pay, right? We need to pay upfront, then only. Sometimes if you are ordering somewhere around 1 crore worth raw materials, then they are going to just not blindly send that stock to us. At least we need to pay some advance. So then accounting will come into the picture and they'll do their job. They'll process the payments and all. They'll raise the invoices. So we'll be seeing all these terms, customers, suppliers, invoices, now everything. So that is about the ERP. Like, we can we'll be having information based on the responsibility, where we can analyze and we can take decisions more easily, and we can control our business more easily. Okay, and for that ERP we will be using Oracle applications. Okay, Oracle applications, and the software which we are going to see is it's an R12 software. Okay, the version of that software is R12. Earlier to this, there was 11.9 internet
Okay.
version, and this is called as release
Mhm.
12. This is the latest version. I mean, latest in the sense it's like it released long back itself, but most of the companies, like I could say, in my experience, I've been into multiple projects, and I've been into having contacts with multiple people. We are having nearly 200, more than 200 people who are working across the world as Oracle Apps Technical Consultant. So based on that discussions and all, we could say that nearly 80% people are still using this version. And you should be knowing, softwares will be keep on coming and going. So latest everything, for everything there will be advanced. So there is something called Fusion. It's released recently, very recently, and a couple of people are started using that. And also at this
So
point,
Oracle Apps is yeah.
yeah, yeah, tell me.
Yeah, Oracle Apps is it's like only one module for everything, right? One person who will take care of all the modules, is it or?
No,
It
no.
will be in different.
No, Oracle applications is having more than 250 modules,
Okay.
and in that we will be covering the modules which I have shown you, which are the very common modules. I mean,
Uh-huh.
when I say common, people will be seeking for resources who is having experience in those modules mostly. Okay,
Okay.
and one of the advantage I'll show you in at the time of showing the application also. The one of the advantages, if we will learn a module thoroughly, okay, and if we
Hmm.
understood a module in and out thoroughly, the same fundamentals will be applicable for all other modules also from the technical perspective, like from our job perspective. But business
Okay.
perspective means we need to understand order management is for ordering, obviously. Payables is for payments
Hmm.
and suppliers information. So that is different. But the job which we are going to
Okay.
do, it's we can say 70 to 80% common across modules. So whenever we are
Vijay, 1 second.
sure,
Someone came to my house. Just a minute.
okay,
Yeah, please continue. Hello.
yeah. So
Yeah.
what I was saying is the work which we will be having as a technical consultant, that will be mostly 70 to 80%. It will be pretty much same across modules. Like our job,
Okay.
our in our role, what we will be working on is like the programming language is there, which we will be working on. It's a PL SQL, PL SQL. Okay, and it's very simple
Okay.
programming language compared to Java or the other programming languages which we are having. And also uh, PLSQL is now Oracle's programming language only, and there is a role again separately for PLSQL developer, but that's a different thing. Here we will be concentrating only in terms of Oracle applications only. Okay, because uh, let's say there is a uh, software being developed in Java, they can also use Oracle database, because you should know, like every software will have its own database. Every application should
Yeah.
have a database. That's a common three-tier architecture or whatever the architecture they are using. A server, a database, and the UI user interface will be there. So depends on, one second. So like that, Oracle application is also a software. So this is also going to have a server, and this is also going to have a database. So in this case, Oracle's database is like Oracle itself. Oracle is having their own database, and I just wanted to let you know that nearly 80% of the world, uh, the softwares which are, there are millions of softwares developed there. So all are having Oracle database only mostly. The remaining is like, if you go to mainframes, we can see D2K or DB2 kind of. And if you see, there are some other databases like Sysbase. Uh, IBM is having their own database, something called iBase, I think. And there is a database called MySQL. These are all databases. And one thing is in common is, for every database there should be a language, and since the person who invented the database, he came up with a thing called a standard language. So all these databases will have a standard common language mostly. So like that, in order to retrieve the data, in order to get the data, we'll be using SQL. So that's why I mentioned, like, we'll be seeing the basics, only very few basics of the SQL since it's a starting day. We'll see, what is SQL and all, and we will be working on PLSQL. So I will say now itself, like, some there will be some part of coding will be there. Okay, so not heavy coding, not complex coding like Java and all. No need to, if you know Java, then there will be some things called string struts, and keep on. It will be updating every month, I think. So not that kind of coding. It's a very simple coding, and this PL/SQL language is an English-like language. Okay, you can easily understand the code. If I show you 100 lines of code, you can easily understand. Once if you get to know all the concepts, once if you finish all the concepts by seeing at a piece of code, you can tell what exactly is happening. If you practice thoroughly, of course.
Okay.
So that part of coding will be there, and we will be working on developing reports. So if you can see the, just wait, I'll show that. If you can see here, reporting tools. So these reporting tools, we will be working on. There is a Oracle is having a Oracle report builder software is there. So we'll be working on that. And after this is the old one. After that, XML publisher came into the picture. So XML publisher is XML based reports. So we'll be seeing that as well, and one-time reporting like ad hoc, single purpose, just it requires only for today or tomorrow, or just managers wants to see some information. He just want to do some decision making. So based on some data, he has to do it. So in such cases, we will be using Discover reports. Okay. Discover reports, again, it's a tool, Oracle's tool only. So these are the reporting tools which we'll be working on, and here SQL and PLSQL as a coding part. I can say that SQL and PLSQL are the heart of the Oracle Apps software. So if you are a technical consultant, then we should be good with SQL and PLSQL. So that's where we will be starting with SQL and PLSQL only. After completion of the SQL and PLSQL, one second. Okay. Mm, so after finishing the SQL and PLSQL, then we will be entering to the application. We'll see the application. Uh, it's not like how the content is. We won't be going exactly like that. Thing is, whatever the things are there in this content, we'll cover that. Plus, we won't just jump into one cycle. When I say cycle, it's like order to cash. I told you, like, customers will come, they'll place order, and we need to process that order and everything. We will see that how that step by step procedure from the order to the cash. Why the name is order to cash is, customer will enter, he'll place the order. From the order means, if we deliver the product, customer will pay the cash. So that cash to the company. So in that way, order to cash. So like this, we'll see in this order to cash itself, there will be 2 to 3 modules will be involved. These modules, order management and receivables and inventory modules will be involved. So we'll see there. And before starting these cycles, we will walk through the application once, like how to log in, into the application, and how look and feel and all. What are the different features of this application, and where exactly modules are differentiated, how to identify things. All those things we will see. And there is something called we will be the developers, right? So there is an application, a module called application object library, AOL, with which we will be modifying the software. So we will see that module also, which I didn't included here. The modules which I included here, all these are all functional modules. So we'll be also concentrating on system administrator responsibility, which is a very crucial responsibility, with which we can control the entire application. We can create users, we can inactivate the users, we can create responsibilities, we can create so many things. We'll see all those things. And also we have inbound and outbound interfaces conversions.
So
So
all these functional modules, Vijay, like order management, purchasing, payables, there are certain people working on those, like including the customer master data setup, and then processing the orders. Like most of the people who work in supply chain do that, right?
yeah, they do. Most of the people who are working in supply chain, yeah, they do this all this.
Yeah, how will they will link to our process? I mean, to us.
I didn't get you there. What?
How do those modules get linked to our technical part?
Yeah, I'll put it in this way. Let's say a company is there, and their job is to uh, we can take an example of a Flipkart. Okay, Flipkart is it's a uh, ordering and all this there, right? It's a supply chain management only. So
Yeah.
and in terms, actually Flipkart is having a ERP system, and they are using Oracle apps only. Okay, it's their background. What we are seeing in the website, it's all Java based web application, but background it's all Oracle applications only. So I'll tell you how it works. When a customer comes into a Flipkart website and he places an order, right? So that time, what it will happen? This software, the application, the website which is having, it's not Oracle Apps application, right? It's something different. It's not at all Oracle application. But data, once the customer completes the ordering process, once the payment is done, what will happen is, on a scheduled manner, on a timely basis, like for every 10 minutes or something, or 5 minutes or something, that depends on the data will comes into the Oracle applications. Okay, that's where we we are saying this inbound and interface conversions. So we will be now let's say Flipkart, they just started. It's not yet available for the customers. They just started the thing. So we need to develop. So our work will be something like, they'll show the website. They will say this is the thing which where customer will come and place the order, and this is do this, and this data will be stored in this particular database, some database. Okay, that could be anything. That could be Oracle database only, or it could be some other database. So what they will do, uh, the people who developed that web application, they're also software engineers will be there. So they are also developers only. So their job is to provide the data to us in a file, or if we give our database access, they will just create data in our database tables and all. So from there onwards, we will be processing using the order management. We will be processing the order. We will be writing a piece of codes. We will be writing some in PLSQL. We will be writing some coding and all, and we will be validating the data, and we will be creating orders in Oracle applications. So our job will be supply chain management users who are there. They will explain the requirement. Based on that, we need to create some programs, or we need to create some interfaces, that should complete the requirement. In this,
Project management. See, if there is an order placed, the suppose people will they will create a PO for that, and then the order management people will check whether the quantity is available or not, and whether the quantity can be supplied to the customer within the promised time or not, and then that goes to accounts payable and receivables, right? So this
yeah,
is a cycle how it works.
yeah.
So our part is how we can impact there.
No, when you say the cycle, this cycle will be handled or used by the users, right? Clients and users.
Hmm.
Yeah. Our part is like at the time of their usage, they will, ask us to minimize their manual work. For example,
Okay.
every day they every day new customers will be keep on coming. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's say they'll be getting an Excel file, and in the Oracle applications there is a screen. In receivables there is a screen to enter the customer details. But will that be a good part, where user will enter all the 100 customer names manually? That won't be good. What if a day comes where 1,000 customers list came? So they cannot recruit people, and they can't ask to enter all their customer details. So in such cases, what we'll do is we will just minimize their manual work. We will create an interface to them, where if they feed that file, Excel file or a file to that program, it will take that and it will process it, and it will do some massaging and will do some validations, because we will see everything in depth. At high level, I'm telling, we will do some validations and all, which that data which is having in that file should match with our system's standards. For example, if we say a customer mobile number, it should be a number. What if in that file, because of some error, if it's not a number, some junk values are there in that, so we cannot accept that, because we won't bother about it's a valid mobile number or not. We are bothered about only it's a number or not. So if it's a numeric value, then only we will insert into the number column, like
So you
that.
mean to say if there are a huge number of records, we have to use these apps. So if it is like one or two records, we can use the insert command from SQL, and then we can insert those records. If it is like huge number, as you said, validation can be done, and then all can be entered at once, right?
Yeah, exactly. And also one correction, we won't be using any insert statements and all to load the data. We have seeded. When I say seeded, Oracle, while developing the software itself, they developed multiple programs, predefined programs, with which we can use them to insert data into the tables. So I believe, if you are asking this question, I believe you should be knowing how to insert data and how to pull the data from the database.
Yeah. If someone asks about why do you use SQL, I mean like SQL, so I can say that to retrieve data from the database, we use a
Yeah.
few SQL queries to get the data out of that. So
Yes.
as simple as that. Can you please explain what exactly Oracle Labs in a simple manner, just in a one or two line sentence.
Oracle Applications is an ERP tool,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a predefined, pre-developed software. And being a technical consultant, we will be having some standards of control over the application, where we can, minimize the work, where we can, more automate the work.
Optimize the work in the sense of for retrieving the data from the database, or inserting the data into database, or taking care of database.
All these things exactly. I'll tell.
Hello, Karthik.
Yeah,
Yeah, Karthik, I think you are inside. You are thinking only about Oracle. I think it is like an SAP software, Oracle Labs.
I already mentioned that it's Oracle's competitor itself is SAP,
Yeah.
biggest competitor.
Yeah. That's
You
Oracle
got
is
that
an
point, right?
ERP and then SAP is an ERP. So you're saying that apps
Yeah,
technical is a completely different tool, which is a competent to
yeah,
SAP.
exactly, exactly.
Sorry, can
So
you
in
come
sh
again?
so in short, we can say that this apps technical is something like which is used to maintain the database.
No, apps technical is a role. It's not, used for to maintain the database. It's, when you say when this supply chain example and all, in that
Hmm.
case, at some point, a user wants to analyze some data, right? A database will be having data, so he or she wants to analyze some data. So in such cases, we will be available for them to develop a report for them,
Hmm.
and will provide the report details. So at a timely manner, when and when it required, they will run that report and they'll get the data. So we will be developing those reports.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So it's basically like if we submit those reports, it can be used for analyzation of how business is going on and then all
yeah,
this forecasting stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
And when you say if order management is there, and if orders are there, obviously we'll be sending invoices, right? And Oracle applications is having an invoice program, which will if we run that program, it will generate an invoice in a PDF format.
Okay.
Okay, but no one will be using that because it will have, although it was developed by Oracle, so it's Oracle standards. But we what we will do is we'll customize it. We'll put our logos and we will change the look and feel based on the company. That depends. If you
Yeah,
see,
it's similar to the client. If the client
yeah,
says like,
yeah,
I want the data to be
uh,
formatted in this way, so we'll make
yeah,
that.
I want this structure. I don't want to
Yeah.
see I invoice in two pages. You can just put it in one page itself. I don't want this extra information. I don't want this information. So we can customize that. We can
So it
either.
is so it is basically like when the supply chain people like entering all the details and then click on create a PO. That's when we come into picture, I guess, right? That's creating PO into a PDF will be our part. Automizing that, I mean, creating a PDF format that file. Am I correct?
Yeah, somewhat like, yeah, if we are if users are asking anything relates to this reporting and all, then we'll come into the picture. And also at the time of using this software for the first time, or when I say initially, I think you might have missed this is the power cut and all. I mentioned that this software is like, there will be 3 to 4 phases of projects. One is implementation project. Implementation project is nothing but they'll just purchase this software, and they'll be recruiting some functional consultants, and with which they'll do some business analysis and all, and they will put one time frame, and they'll decide what needs to be added extra to this software, so that this software will complete our business. Okay,
So it's like basically it's completely a business requirement from the client how it should be.
how it should be. Based on that, we'll be working on.
So and see, so suppose Flipkart has got this and then Flipkart has certain standards to be followed and then will be implementing in such a way that it meets the business requirement. So
Okay.
once that is done and our part is done or will there be something more from
No,
our
no,
side to help?
no. It that's what that is the phase one. Our part is means implementation is completed. So that is
Hmm.
phase one of the this software. The another role will be support project or maintenance project, where once
Hmm.
if you implemented it, that doesn't mean that now I don't want anyone, I'll take care of
To
it
look
from
after
here.
that.
Yeah, it won't be like that. Things will keep on coming. There'll be every day, on a daily basis. Once they went go live, everything is set up, and they went into the production and they started doing the business. And from there onwards, again they'll be, once they are in real time, when they face the real time issues, so they'll think, no, if we change this, it would be more easier, or if we add this, it would be more flexible. So in such cases, again, they can't do those things. Again, they need technical consultants only. So again, we will be doing it. So that's a kind of a
Okay.
maintenance project. Okay, and also
Okay.
there is a thing called upgradation project. These versions and all will be keep on coming. Someone will just decide, I want to stop using this version and I will move to the latest version.
Hmm.
So in such cases, again, technical consultants will come. What we need to do, we need to analyze what is the older version and what is the new version, what is the difference, and we need to migrate all the things from that old version to this new version.
Okay.
Mostly there will be only these three projects will be there. Three different types of projects will be there.
Okay.
Implementation,
So
support or
it's
maintenance,
not to
or
be, yeah, and then upgradation.
upgradation.
So it doesn't mean like once a project comes to us saying that to implement this in their particular business, and then it is not necessary we should maintain that. It's again up to the client or the businessman who decides that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So when does this part come, like reporting stuff?
See, once they started, doing the analysis and all, once they decided, we will take an example of order management. In this module, once they decided, what should added to this and all, so they will, see first thing, like, in order to move forward, if we have on a daily basis, if we can get this report, which are all, ordered but not fulfilled. Fulfilled means which are not shipped, or which is not available, something like that. So we'll add that report, we'll develop that report and we'll put it in the system, so that whenever there is an order, and at the end of the day, how many orders they have readily available, and how many orders where, they need to, if they need to fulfill, they need to buy something else like raw materials and all, how many orders are shipped. This kind of information they have to, data analysis, right? So based on that only, they can move the business more faster. So that's where this
Yeah.
reporting tools will come. That's where we will start
Okay.
building the reports, and we'll put it in the system, and we'll give them the report details. So this is the report name. This is how you need to. Once you come into the application, you will know how to, submit a report. So the end user, they knows, right, how to submit a report. So we'll just give the report name. Then they'll take care of it. What parameters and all. Obviously, if there is a report, there will be some parameters, which date, which, all these things. So if this report is any for particular customer, yeah, we can develop a report, so that if they enter customer name, then we'll get all the order details of that particular customer. Or if we if user wants to have a parameter where they want to see which are shipping to Bangalore location, so we'll put one parameter, shipping location. If we put Bangalore, then we'll get all the order details which are ready to ship to Bangalore. Like this kind of,
Okay.
multiple reports, that depends on their business usage. And
Yeah.
again,
Yeah.
ERP can be used in multiple areas. Like,
Yeah.
even oil manufacturing companies using ERP. Only
Yeah.
thing, we don't need to understand all the businesses. Only thing is, we need to understand when we say oil manufacturing company is using ERP, using this Oracle applications. Just we need to think that what would be their, uh, what would be their selling. Obviously, oil and all they will be selling. For that, raw materials, there will be n number of raw materials. Like they will be taking the crude oil first, and they will be doing something for that. And in order to do something, they need something. You are understanding, right?
Yeah,
So
basically ERP that like to keep the business move running, like the resourcing stuff like which HR where HR comes, and then the procurement comes, and then the order
yeah,
management comes into picture, and
yeah,
after that the sales and receivables, and then the collections, delivery. So all this whole together is called an ERP, which helps us to run the business.
exactly. So
all those will be interlinked.
Yeah. So when I say Oracle Apps Technical Consultant, it doesn't mean that we should involve in all the modules. Let's say my company is implemented ERP and having Oracle applications, and I also told that Oracle applications is having more than 250 modules. So when we buy this software, we won't buy all the modules. There are predefined modules which will come with the application, and the remaining modules we have to buy separately again. We have to purchase each and individual module, and we need to buy license for that. So I could say something like this. So whenever we are implementing Oracle applications, there will be around some 20 active modules in a company. There could be more than 20, but I'm saying like this. So we no need to have grip on all these modules. Okay, there will be, for example, HRMS is also there in Oracle applications, but HRMS is a separate role. If Oracle applications, HRMS consultant, that is a separate role. For that, we need to, if we need to learn so many things for that. So if you are having experience in HRMS module, that means you will be totally into that module only.
Okay.
Okay, at a high level, I mean, at a generally, uh, technical consultants, Oracle application technical consultants will and mostly should be having knowledge on this order management, purchasing, payables, receivables, inventory, and general ledger. Project accounting is also, it's some time back, it was having a good boom. Now it's not that much, but these modules which I'm mentioning should be, most of, if you see like how calls are coming and all, they'll be asking for these things only. Even in an interview also, let's say that they are having a very new model which, they know that till now it's not possible to get a resource who worked on that module, but still they will recruit you because if you are having good experience in these modules. Why? Because we are the technical consultants. A module, it's just for business, but being a consultant, every module is a software only for us. So if it will just take only 10 days to understand what this module is for. For example, our payables module is to handle uh, suppliers, POs, requisitions, and invoices. So payables is just for our procurement purpose. Once if we understand this, things will be common again. Again, this model will have their own tables, their own reports, their own things. You got my point. So what I'm trying to say is, once if we are good at these modules, we can work on any module.
So that means you mean to say there are some modules which we can never touch, like HR modules, and but these modules which you are showing are almost similar. So if we know one or two, we will understand everything. Is it right?
Exactly. For example,
Because almost the same. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. For example, I recently started working on a module called cash management.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, till now, in my past 6 years of experience, I never worked on that module. Okay, but when only it took me just some 3 to 4 days to understand why that module is for. Okay, so that module is for cash management. Module is for maintaining the banking accounts and bank account details of a company. That's fine. So all we are going to deal is the data that we are going to deal with is bank account numbers or their branches in which bank the account is, etc. But if I want to do something in that module, again same. How to write a PLSQL code, how to develop some XML or RDF reports based on the requirement, and I need to build some interfaces for that. So every day my user don't want to enter the uh, new supplier bank accounts. For example, today my company got 100 suppliers, and 100 suppliers will have more than 100 bank accounts, because a supplier may have more than a one bank account. So users don't want to enter those details manually every day. So I'll develop an interface for them. So they'll just run that program on a daily basis at the end of the day, or it's up to them. We'll just develop it. So those bank accounts and all will be created automatically. And finally, we'll provide one report. After this interface, we'll provide one report like, today you gave me 100 bank accounts, and see, this is the report which shows 100 bank accounts are created. Let's say 10 bank accounts were not created due to some issue, so we'll provide that reason why in that report itself. So by seeing at the data, by seeing at that report, uh, users will understand where it went wrong, why it is. If it's from our end, then we have to fix it. If it's from data end, they'll give a new data. So that kind of job we'll be having, irrespective of module. And except for some modules, like I said, HRMS, which is a totally its own separate module. The role will be separate. So HRMS consultants will be there. So for that, actually a separate course will be there for that. Like that, some few modules are there, but mostly if we want to survive in this thing, these things are pretty much enough, and these things are pretty much same. you know the way we work in these modules will be same.
Okay. So what is Oracle API in J?
Yeah, this
API, yes.
APIs, or these are application program interfaces. It's a common API. It's not only, it's a very common term in software, that where they will be creating some predefined
Can you
program,
repeat that? API means application?
application program interface.
Okay.
So what this API exactly is, whenever they are developing a software, they develop the software for us, right? So in that software, let's say I want to create I just took an example where creation of bank accounts, right? So I want to create a supplier first. So how users will be creating suppliers from the application, from the user interface. So when we say we are going to not allow user to do that manually, so that doesn't mean that developers will do it manually. No, what we will do, we'll develop an interface. So how? Using these APIs, this developing of the interface using this APIs. Like, there are some predefined programs where if we call that API and if we put the data, it will create the supplier. Same like how it's happening in the application front end, the same we can do it from the back end using APIs. So we will see going forward, like how to use an API, what are the rules and restrictions for API. But in order to start with this API, we need to know PLSQL, because all Oracle APIs are developed in PLSQL language. So we cannot just blindly start with an API. So we need to first complete a PLSQL portion, and from there we can start. So APIs are basically, using APIs we can create multiple things. I mean, for everything there is a separate API. For example, creating for a supplier, there is an API. Creating for a supplier's bank account, there is an API. Even creating an order in the order management, there is an API. Let's say I'll get 1 lakh orders every day. Okay, so if you take the example of this Flipkart, So means why I am taking the example of the Flipkart is Flipkart is using Oracle applications, and I exactly know how things are working in the background. So once we, customers placing the order, what exactly is happening is that software who developed are going to send a file to the Oracle applications team every day on a daily basis. So that will have more than thousands of orders, obviously. So what we will do, what the design is, using this APIs, they are going to take the data and they are going to create the orders in the Oracle applications. So you will see, you know, how that order will be fulfilled in the Oracle applications. There are a couple of things, that's what we are calling it as a cycle. Once order comes, what will happen? We'll book the order, we'll ship the order, we'll do all that fulfillment process. So that's where actually we are, because of that process only, on a timely manner, we'll be receiving SMS, right? Once if we place the order in the any of the e-commerce websites, we'll be receiving a message like your order is confirmed, and after some time, or after a day or two, we'll receive another message something like your order is packed, and sometime we'll get your order is ready to be shipped, and one day we'll get your order shipped, and once the delivery is done, after 4 or 5 hours, if today, if I morning I got the delivery, by afternoon we'll get an invoice and we'll get a message saying that delivery confirmation. All these are because of this order to cash cycle. So we will walk through all those steps. I mean, when I say we'll walk through, we won't be seeing those, how to send SMS and all, because that is a different technology. Our Oracle applications technical consultant, we don't need to bother about that SMS technology and all. It's a different technology, because inbuilt Oracle applications does not have inbuilt SMS features and all. I'm just telling what triggering that SMS. Something should trigger that SMS, right? Some process should trigger that SMS. So that triggering that process will go through each and every step. So that's where this cycles come into the picture. So at the time of going through the cycle itself, we'll cover in that module.
Sure. So what is the last one? The Unix scripting
Yeah,
related to Oracle apps.
yeah, Unix scripting related to Oracle apps. So uh, when we say that Oracle applications is a software, and it should somewhere reside on, like a server needs to be there for this, right? So mostly, I could say like 80 to 90% of the companies will prefer Unix operating systems to, like, to hold this software. Okay, and there are some UAE countries where, using Windows also, Windows softwares also, Windows operating systems. Means Oracle applications is a software. We need to install this software in order to start this software. So if we need to install a software, it's a common thing, right? We should have an OS operating system. So mostly Unix-based operating systems will be there for Oracle applications. So we should, if we know a little bit, we cannot go through the entire Unix scripting. That is not at all possible, because that Unix scripting itself is a separate role again. It's a separate software role. So in terms of Oracle applications, what all the Unix part is required, we'll be going through that as well. So this will, it's not mandatory, but this will give us some weight to our resume. If we are having a little bit of Unix knowledge, that will give some, advantage for us. They'll prefer, a person who is having Unix also, a little bit knowledge on Unix also. That scripting, it's not like, complex coding and all. Only we'll be seeing how to interact with Unix in terms of Oracle applications. What tools we will be using. Uh, we'll be using a tool called Putty for this, and there is a tool called WinSCP, which we use for FTP portions and all. We can see that as.
Uh,
And my course,
so you will be training on SQL and PLSQL. So what do we have? You will be providing any hands-on experience on SQL and PLSQL separately, or you will directly get involved as to our labs.
no, we will start with SQL and PLSQL actually. We won't directly jump into the Oracle applications because
Yeah, yeah, what I meant to ask is like, after completion of SQL and PLSQL, what we require. So do we be having any hands-on experience on that? I mean, you'll be providing any project kind of thing where we get a hands-on experience on that, or
see,
uh,
can you see the screen now?
yeah, I can see your screen. Yeah.
Yeah, this is what I used to do generally. Once I completed the training, I'll give some assignments, simple assignments. So if you can complete this sort of assignments, then no, I could say that yeah, you have a good experience in that. Means without using the help of Google and all, if you can complete this assignment after the sessions which we went through, then yeah, that means like no, you're having a good experience. So I will be asking something like this, outputs with screenshots, so that you won't copy paste from others, something like that. And it's not mandatory,
Okay.
it's voluntarily. I'll just provide these things with everyone. Some people will reply, I used to get some replies. Yeah, some people will send their outputs, some people will not send their, they won't take it seriously, they won't send it. So like this they'll create the query, they'll write the query, and they'll put the screenshot, and they'll submit the answers. It's their wish. We cannot expect
So,
everyone.
so is there any possibility that we install those softwares into our system so that we can practice at our own, on
Yeah,
our own?
I'll tell you. First thing first, like for SQL and PLSQL, the software requirements were very simple. All we need is, give me a second, I'll just show you. Actually, I'm just opening one software, which will take just some 1 to 2 minutes of time, just to show you the interface, how it will be. Okay.
So after all completion all the course, so is there any kind of uh, uh, I I guess Madhu told me that there won't be any project kind of thing for this. So how
Any? Sorry,
we
any?
gonna? Madhu said that that it's completely like not a kind of project kind of thing which we can put on our resume like for see I have done so and so project, I have done so and so coding, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
for this it won't be like that. So and then how gonna we get experience to put something on our resume?
It's all about practice. So once we complete, whatever the things which I will be showing will be, showing in a standard way, but the explanation will be touching on real-time perspective. I'll be keep on taking real-time examples, and I'll be showing the things.
Yeah, that is
So
fine because the data which client is going to give you in the real time will not be in our hands to practice the same, right?
yeah.
So how that going to be?
Yeah, so for that, I cannot answer that question because that depends on individual. So one can see one can handle that stuff with the basic knowledge. One requires more practice, or uh, one cannot do it. But there is an option, something called a support option, where we can discuss with Madhu sir. There are, we have a couple of blogs, and we have a couple of WhatsApp groups, where if you post some question, you will get immediate replies, with the possible solution, what you can do, or what can be
So
changed.
even in order to practice, we should have some data, right? So without any piece of data to work on, there
Yeah,
will
for
be no
that,
hands-on experience that we can get.
I'll show you one thing. So this is the tool. It's an SQL developer tool, which we use to practice SQL and PLSQL. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
once we complete that SQL and PLSQL part, so our next
Mm-hmm.
thing is like you. I'm not sure whether Madhu told you this, but you should have laptops for this. It's mandatory.
Have it.
Uh,
Yeah, I have it.
yeah. If you are in Bangalore, just come to that institute. No, he's having an institute, right? So there, if you pay something around, some 500 bucks or 800 bucks, I'm not sure the money. They'll give the software. Okay.
So this one, Oracle SQL developer, is it this
No, no,
one?
no. Oracle SQL developer and all. I'll provide the links. You can just download it. No need to go anywhere. I'm
So what
talking
is the
about the
software for
Oracle.
that?
I'm talking about the Oracle application software.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, which will
Vijay,
be
Oracle application, how much space you need to be in the laptop?
in the laptop. You should have a 250 GB of space in a single drive.
If you don't have, can we go through an external hard drive or?
Yeah, you can go. Actually, I will be using external hard drive only, so it should work.
Sorry?
Yeah. External hard drive should work. If you don't have space in your computer, if you cannot
Total, I have only 200 for my laptop, but the two in not single drive.
uh,
Mine is a little old one.
okay, and
So
Just
can
like
we
also
use the?
I don't know whether Madhu told you or not. I have an Oracle 11G software, I guess. I don't know the software version, which has been already installed in my system. So where I used to practice SQL commands on that.
if that is exactly Oracle 11G, then that is not the Oracle application software. That is the database actually.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
So
So this is different.
the currently the screen which I am showing you is a utility where we can write queries.
SQL commands. Yeah. Yeah.
Give me a second.
So it's like having a software in a laptop will increase our uh, feasibility to have much more access to the software, right?
I'm sorry. Can you come again, please?
Yeah, based on the software which you said just now. So it's like, to get used to the software, right?
Yeah.
Practice more and then
Yeah,
to,
that's what I'm saying. If we can, get that software from the institute. That's why, after this session, I'll give a 1 week time, so that you will be all set with the softwares and all. I'll be once if you guys are ready to go ahead with this course, then I'll point you to some URLs. Just download a couple of softwares which won't be more than a 2 to 3 GB, and you can download it in a multiple partitions. So you can download those required things, and you can set the system ready. before the next session. So from there onwards, what we can do is we can just start practice, going into the details, and we can start practicing. Since it's an online session, what I would, even I used to take online sessions also, multiple online sessions. So what my approach is, whenever I'm showing you something, it's better, parallelly you can try out something different, so that you can ask me some questions, no doubts, instead of writing down, now you will be having you will be sitting in front of systems, right? So you can directly try something there, and if you have any doubts, you can immediately, we can discuss like an open forum. And once this SQL and PLSQL is done, then we need to go for that application software. So also I would suggest, if you have it ready, keep it ready now itself. That would be better. In between we can jump into that also. We can cover a little bit if required. So the minimum.
To practice this SQL and PLSQL, we should have a database for that, right? So who's going to provide that?
For practicing SQL and PLSQL database, I'm going to provide it. I was telling that I'll give you a URL. Just you can download it from the Oracle website only. All Oracle softwares are free softwares, so we no need to
Okay.
pay anything. They are purely free softwares. We just need to have a registration, a very free registration with our Gmail IDs. It should be enough. Once we register it, we just need to accept the license and we can download it. Okay. I can, since we are means how things work, in classroom trainings, what I used to do is I used to share a pen drive where they'll copy everything, and they will install it. Since this is online session, I'll give URLs where you can download the softwares, and I'll help you in how to install them and how to set up them.
Is there any possibility that we will be visiting the institute so that we can come out and install the software? What will be?
Your voice is breaking.
Yeah, is there any possibility that we can come out institute and even we will visit at the same time so that we can get all the softwares that are needed to
Yeah,
install our system?
that's what I'm saying, right? So this is for SQL and PLSQL. It's a very simple installation. So what I would suggest is to install yourself, because so that you will understand how to install also. Because in once you are into a project, in some companies there won't be any person to install the software. So we sometimes we have to install this softwares and all. So in such cases, it will be helpful for you only to understand how to install and all. So no problem. Like I will be there, right? So I'll help you out if you stuck anywhere in between the installation. Okay,
Okay.
but for the Oracle application software, I cannot do anything because it's a 250 GB software. So you need to go to institute and you need to spend minimum 4 hours of time, because 250 GB of copying will take that time. So they'll be copying from their external hard disk to your system. And in case if you are having external hard disk and if you don't have space in the system, then again it will take more time. So common, that's a common thing. So that software you can get it from the institute.
Sure.
Yeah. Once if you have that software, we will see how to work on that software. Because the same software I am having, so there won't be any difference. Whatever the software you will be getting from there, the same software even I will be using it. So we will see. We can see how to deal with that.
Okay. Good. Fine.
Yeah. And also, one second, we will be going through a couple of tools, as I said. Uh, the thing which you are seeing is the SQL developer tool, which is an Oracle freeware software to write queries and to develop queries. And also we can write PL SQL coding also. And one more software. Can you see a new window?
Yeah.
Yeah, one more software which is called as a Toad, TOAD, tool for Oracle application developer. So this is not a free software. We need to buy this, but I have a cracked version here. Uh, so I'll share this with you guys, but I cannot assure you that this will work. Okay, it's working in my system, and it was working in uh, so many systems, but some people were facing some issues with this software because it's a cracked version. We cannot give guarantee, and also we cannot buy this software. It's very costly. So for SQL part and PLSQL part, I will be focusing on these two tools because some companies will, some companies can afford this software, Toad software. Some companies cannot. Okay. So if they don't have Toad, then we have to rely on SQL developer only. So there are some advantages and disadvantages in these two tools. Toad is a way advanced IDE where we can things will be more easy. Things will be, so you can see the menu options itself. There are so many menu options, so many buttons and all. So it's very easy for a developer, since we should not be totally dependent on an advanced software. So we'll be parallelly working on SQL developer also. But most of the cases, people who are they will be having this license, so we'll be using the software. Till now, I worked in three major projects, and all the three except one project where Toad is not there. You are getting my point, right? They don't want to buy
Yeah.
the software, so they will tell, force the resources to work on use the other tool which is free of cost. So since we are in a learning stage, we should not be dependent. So I'll be parallelly focusing on how to use this tool. When this tool is not there, how to work on that tool. We'll be seeing that as well. And mostly if you get, let's say, a job in Oracle itself, since this Oracle applications is Oracle's product and SQL developer is Oracle's product, so obviously they won't buy Toad, right? Say, because they have a freeware, they have their own software which do the job. Then why they'll pay some extra money for Toad? Obviously not. So in such cases, Toad will not be there. Mostly my colleagues or my friends who worked in Oracle company, they used to say that we do not have Toad. We should work on SQL developer only, like that. So like this, we'll be having assignments for SQL, PLSQL, and also other cycles which I have shown you, and other modules also. And it's up to you, like whether you can take this as a part of your it won't take more than 1 hour or 2 hours to do these kind of things. So if you can spend some time, like I would suggest, like generally, my in my experience, what I could see is in a class, if 15 people are there, only 5 to 6 people will do these kind of things. Remaining people will not, they won't care if you send them. But I will send to everyone. I won't be, because if you are not doing an assignment, if you are not sending an assignment, that doesn't mean that you are taking this course seriously, right? It's up to you. Like, this will help you. That's what my what I mean is. Let me share my whole screen 1 second. So like this kind of codings will be there. You guys can see, right?
Yeah, we can see.
This kind of codings will be there. Uh, so we'll be seeing how to write this, what exactly each and every line means, uh, how to write this kind of code. So this is what an API means. I said vendor, right? So create vendor. Supplier and vendor both the same thing technically. So these are the APIs. So how to call this? So what exactly is an API? We'll see everything, everything. I have so many scripts I have. So each and every script we can work on. And I said interface and conversion, right? For that we'll be writing this kind of packages. So I will go through each and every line mostly. I'll tell you what exactly is happening. So before this, we need to finish the SQL and PL/SQL part. That's where it starts. Even we have this PL/SQL assignments. I'm just showing you, how this course going to be going forward. So I like this. I'll be asking, write a PL/SQL block. And these are all custom developed questions. You cannot just Google this question and you can get the answer for this. I myself prepared these questions so that we can think about it, how to write and all. So for every session, I mean not for every session, for every concept, I can say for every concept, let's say we finished SQL, there will be an assignment. After finishing PLSQL, there will be an assignment. After finishing this cycles and all, there will be an assignment for that. And also I'll show you, I'll be sending sample codes to everyone, and on a, for every content, whatever the thing which we covered, I will provide a document so that by seeing that the document you can understand how to practice or what to do. No need to take down the notes and all, like old school. So we have everything. We have all the documents. Of course, like these documents are pretty much available in the internet. For example, if we want to see an a procure to pay cycle and online, if you search for that, you will get nearly some 2 to 300 of documents, out of which we filtered and we thought that this is the best document which will help you understand easily. So see, like this kind of screenshots will be there in the documents. So we'll be seeing this in the application also, in the real time also. How in the real time means in our software. In our software, if we see this Oracle applications is there, right? So if we open, we can see these kind of windows will be there. So how to work with them, how to use them. So we need to just think that it's all about entering the data, retrieving the data, and understanding the data. Only that. Only user interface will be a little bit different. And once we are at some point, I will give you a guide which is having 3 MB. It will be having nearly 200 pages. It will be having 200 pages. So this will have all the details, everything. Okay, like this. One second. See this. how to create interfaces, working with some things, all things related, say XML publisher, report registration steps. So once we get to know that, so that's what I'll be sharing these documents. Yeah, sorry guys, like there is some background noise from my end. It's breakfast time, right? So, and also I'll be providing pre-developed SQL queries. Not like this. Everything will be there here. See, people will be, asking like if they're stuck in somewhere, they'll take that screenshots and they used to ask me like what to do next. Even I used to have individual calls. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. I am available. You have to make use of it. Even during the day hours also, during the office hours also, if you are calling me or if you ping me, I'll just, maybe if that time I might be busy, but I'll definitely call back and I'll definitely, make sure things work. And even once after completion of the course, I'll share my personal mail ID where you can, if you are into a company or something, you can put down your requirement also. If you are having some issues, we can work on that as well. I used to do that as well. It's not, that is all, not part of this course and all. It's just, free of cost, just a kind of helping. That's it. Okay. Just do you want to continue with some skill basics, or if you want, like I can show you some basics, or we can meet in the next session where we'll straight away, today we have Srinivas, Kalyan, and Balakrishna, where Balakrishna is not having he's having some problems with the audio things, and one lady, she called me and she told that there is a power cut in their area, and so I'll check with them individually. I'll see why they couldn't make this session, because there might be some technical issues also in the starting of the meetings, these kind of things online. So I'll try to make sure that next session we will be, everyone will be joining that, and we'll be starting the course directly.
So we're not going for the next session tomorrow, is it? So it will be then the next session will be directly in next weekend, right?
Sorry,
So tomorrow we don't be having any session, right? Directly we'll be having a session on next week. Is
uh,
that right?
your voice is breaking, Srinivas.
Vijay, tomorrow are we having any session or that's it? We'll be having session only for the next week.
No, no, it's just a starting point, right? So I want to give you some space, so that you'll be having some time to think about it.
Okay, it's because no one is there, so maybe for the remaining participants, maybe you are taking one more session tomorrow.
That's what.
So
If I get to know today that it's because of some technical issues and all, then by today evening I'll let you know in person to everyone, either in the group,
yes,
or
yeah.
whether tomorrow do we are we going. See, let's say if someone is having some problem, actually with I'm planning to have an individual session with them. So some testing
Okay.
things kind of. to see whether
Mhm.
for you and for Srinivas, or you both are not having any issues with seeing the
Yeah.
screen and audio and mic, everything is all set. But for Balakrishna, some audio problem is there. He's telling, actually I'm chatting with him also initially, so he was having some audio issues. His computer, I think, audio is working fine, but for this it's not working, it seems. So I have to have a separate session with him to sort this out. So like that, I'll make sure if everyone is ready, then we can start the course so that no one will miss things.
Okay, Vijay. Finally, I understand that this Oracle apps is like it's based on a particular tool, and there will be less coding part, but we need some basic knowledge on SQL and PLSQL, and you will be teaching everything like the basics of the SQL and PSQL and the
Yeah,
modules of the Oracle apps,
yeah,
right?
correct, yeah, correct.
And
That's what, like,
you will be knowing.
at the end of the course, you will be having knowledge in SQL and PLSQL and the
Mhm,
important Oracle application cycles.
mhm.
And in that cycles we'll be touching the modules, right? So obviously once we complete the cycle, we'll be knowing the module more clearly. So we'll be having the grip on that module, and
Okay.
we will be working one or two interface and conversions, like that coding part.
Mhm.
Means that coding part, again, we need to complete that job, we need to write nearly some 100 200 lines of code. So we cannot write that in the session. So we have a pre-written code. We can walk through that. Okay, like a
Okay.
code walk, we can, if let's say we got the requirement how to write the code, so by
So the
showing the
job
code.
requirements, yeah, job requirements will be based on the modules, right? Or it's like since it is a common module, everything will be the same. If you are working on one module, you can directly switch to the other module, or calls will be directly given to other modules also. It's how it is.
What will be there, mostly the modules which we are going to cover. Mostly,
Mhm,
I could say this, like, calls. If you are start receiving the calls, they'll ask you for this order management or experience in P2P or O2C. O2C means order to
mhm.
cash cycle. P2P means procure to pay cycle. And all they will ask finance modules like receivables, payables, and general ledger. So
Okay.
these are the three things mostly they will look for. Parallelly,
Mhm,
these
mhm.
three are module respective. I mean, if you are currently having good, what I can say is, like, going for once you get the job, and you will feel that I'm more comfortable in this order management stuff and all. So there you can
Okay.
decide, and you can put your tick mark, like, I'm comfortable in this modules, so I will be available only for these positions.
Mhm.
Where, like, in my case, I am comfortable in finance modules. So
Okay.
if I that doesn't mean that I won't. Let's say I'm looking for a job change, and that doesn't mean that if there is some SCM openings are there, I will go. But I'll be
Mhm,
comfortable in finance. You can let's say you are the person who is going to give me work. Yeah, you can bring more out of
mhm.
me in terms of finance modules than SCM.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's
So
where I have.
that doesn't require any finance basics, is it?
No, 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 not at all. No need of that accounting stuff and all. I'm just
Okay.
good in those modules. That's it. I
Yeah.
do.
Okay.
Means, of course, like, some knowledge should be there. It's very basic knowledge, like what is invoice, what is
No,
receipt.
what is like I had like if we are going to SAP, SAP there is a finance module, FICO. If
Yeah.
you are going through this FICO, we have to know you should do MBA or you have some accounting knowledge.
No, no,
Like
no,
that I asked.
no, no, not at
It's not
all.
like that, isn't it?
Not at all.
Hmm.
Once if you, market will expect you that kind of knowledge if you are having more than 10 years of experience, or more than 8 years of 8 to, more than 8, we can say. More than 8 years of experience if you are having in a module, then they'll expect a
Hmm.
little bit functional stuff also. That's where you'll get
Okay,
it like
and I
uh,
understand that functional and technical are two roles we have working, and functional is like admin kind of stuff. We have to do installations and more and more. Technical is like beginner stuff. Is it?
yeah, correct. And I would say like it's not administration stuff. It's like functional
Mm-hmm.
consultants will define the business actually.
Okay,
Okay, they
so that is the next level.
no, that is the first level actually. They will do the initial setups and all. Based on that,
Mm-hmm.
they will seek some technical help in that.
No, what I'm saying is, in for our case, it's next level. Like we will start our career with the technical, and maybe in future, if we work for 10 years, we will be reaching the stage of functional.
Yeah, Srinivas, right?
Yes, Srinivas.
Yeah, yeah. Through like I could see, I'm a guy who will, who won't just bluff. I'll just, talk more openly. I don't want to, sell
Mm-hmm.
stuff with some, things which doesn't mean or doesn't make any sense. It all depends
Mm-hmm.
on individual cinemas. Like some people are there who is having 10 years of experience, but still it's their personal choice. They decided to be as a technical consultant only.
Okay.
Okay, let's say now I am about to cross nearly more than 6 years experience. It's my wish. Like
Mm-hmm.
if I want to get some knowledge, if I want to build my career more secure manner, so I'll try to focus. Now it's my time to focus something relates to functional thing. There is one more role which is called as techno functional. Mostly more
Mm-hmm.
than 6 years of experience, they'll expect to be as a techno functional, where you will be having 80% of technical knowledge and 20% of functional knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, those people will be called as a techno functional consultants. Like parallelly we can work on functional points also. So, but all this
Mm-hmm.
belongs to individual. How you are growing in that platform. I can
Okay.
just walk you and I can make you step into this platform. And after showing the things, it's up to you. Like you are the decision maker. Like where to go and how to start.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But what you are saying is correct. Like yeah, it should be the next level. But I can say that it's not a rule
Mm-hmm.
or it's not market
Yeah, yeah.
standards
That's
that.
my question.
Um, so it's all
Mm-hmm.
about yeah. Also there are some other tools also like OAF. If you know Java,
Mm-hmm.
there is a thing called OAF, Oracle Application Framework, uh,
Mm-hmm.
which if you have that also in our resume, that will give more weight to us. But again, that's a
Mm-hmm.
different course. But there are people
Okay.
who know who are totally into Oracle Apps Technical plus OAF.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
for that, Java knowledge should be there. Java knowledge means I could say like core Java knowledge at least, not advanced
Okay.
Java. The basic MVC structure and the core Java knowledge should be there. So they will be like Oracle Apps Technical plus OAF. And there are people who knows only OAF. Like they don't know how to develop a report. They don't know this XML publisher. They don't know report builder and all. But irrespective of these multiple things, SQL and PL/SQL is common. That's what I used to say. Like SQL PL/SQL will be the heart of the Oracle application. Even if you are, let's say,
Okay.
if you are very good in Java, and you can take the
Mm-hmm.
OAF seriously, and if you become a OAF consultant, then still you should know SQL and PLSQL. And still you should know the basics of any. You should be at least good with some modules, this order management or receivables, whatever it is. You should be good in with those modules like that.
Okay.
Mm. So what I can say is like if you have as of now any doubts relates to the course or future of this course or how we are going to see things, any kind of doubts, any questions, you can shoot now, like we can discuss clearly, more
So
clearly.
what are you working, Vijay?
Your voice is breaking, Kalyan.
So where are you working?
I'm working for IBM currently.
Okay, so your span of experience,
Sorry,
how many years of experience you have?
I'm having more than 6 years of experience, and I used to. This is my part time. Like I used to go for classroom trainings. I used to go for online trainings, and also in companies, I used to voluntarily go for. Knowledge transfer sessions, and right, the graduate hires, freshers will come, we need to give training to them.
Mhm.
Yeah, I used to go for that also. Well, actually, that's where my teaching profession started. I used to go for training freshers in companies.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Mm, from there, I thought like, okay, let's start this. So I started classroom training and
Mhm.
online training also parallelly.
So I was working and then I'm working as a data analyst. So and the pay that is paying me very well, like two. So
No, no, sorry.
can I?
Your voice is really breaking. I'm not getting anything. You can chat if possible. I can read out the question for Srinivas. Or
Can you hear now? Is it fine?
sorry.
It is still breaking. It is still breaking, or can you hear now?
Yeah, Vijay, I think questions from my side is over. This is Srinivas. Maybe I will give you a call in the evening or something tomorrow if you have any queries. Or I think I can ping you in WhatsApp. Okay. Hello.
Yeah,
Hello.
actually, your voice is breaking.
Yeah, am I audible right now?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, questions from my side is over. If I have any queries, I will call you in the evening or I will ping you in the evening. Okay?
Yeah, yeah, sure. You can call me. The WhatsApp
Yeah,
number is
just give
also
your
my mobile
available
number.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, I will ping you in WhatsApp. You please give me your available time. I will just uh, go for a quick call if I have some more queries. Okay?
sure, 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 sure.
Yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay then.
So Vijay, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So can we change the timings from 9:30?
Kalyan, can you please type your question in?
Yeah, that's the
Some, clarity is missing. See, that will, that will be a.
yeah.
mm. I'm able to hear you, but the clarity is not there. So I'm not exactly getting. So 9:30 in the morning. We can make it 9 o'clock. I mean, on a regular basis, or it's a. Okay, we can do one thing. We'll start at 9 o'clock. Initial session, it will be recorded, right? Worst case, we'll be missing 15 to 20 minutes. Because before making a decision, I need to check with others because for them also it should be, yeah. If they are okay, I'm okay. If I don't have any issues. I can start at 9:30. I do not have any issues. Okay. Okay, let me go private with you 1 second. Yeah.
Okay, Vijay,
So
then can I leave? I
yeah,
think
yeah,
it's finished.
yeah, yeah.
No?
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. If you do not have anything, you can leave. You can call me. We can discuss.
Yeah, same. I have some similar private questions, and I will contact you in the phone and after some time. Okay.
Sure, sure, sure.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Glenn. Nice meeting you.
Bye. Bye, Srinivas. Thanks. Have a nice day.
Same to you.
Yeah, I think only you and me are there. You can call me to my mobile. I'll close this. Let's
Sure.
talk these things privately. Okay.
Sure.
Thank you.
Can I call now or sometime later?
You can call me now. No problem. It won't take much time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I'll call you.